First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
53, Mike 53. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
You're out. Get it ready.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Check 99, check 99.
Hey, high 7. Now.
They'll run. This is Kamara. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
I'm here all day.
Hey, wahoo!
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it.
5.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Check.
And this is Cook with a grab. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Ready.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
Check. Crunch. Shoot.
Speed trip.
They'll look to throw here. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
At the 48-yard line.
Ready. Black 25.
Check. 47. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Let's go.
Following the interception, Winston. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. This is caught inside the 15. 36 yards on the play. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And now look at him go. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
What's good on the extra point? And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll run for the first time with Peyton Barber. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Here we go again. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let him go.
Out of the pistol to give to Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Down. 8, read.
Check 45 to Mike. Let's go, tight end. Let's go. Right here.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
And now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, first and 10. Here's Kamara out of the pistol, breaks a tackle. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Tackle made there by Matt Milano.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Hey, Haywood!
59's Mike, 59's Mike. Check, 59. Bring it.
Second and 6. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He's not going to get me. Hey, switch gears. Check 26. Let's go.
They'll run for the first time with the former Bearcat, Mike Boone. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll cut it to the right sideline. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mike Boone, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. From the 31, Winston. He'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Quick pass out to Miller. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
22, Mike 22. You remember me?
A first down throw for Winston. Looking downfield for Godwin. That's caught inside the 20. That one goes for 36 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. To the air again with Winston. It's caught. It's Miller. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, The defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on second down. Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Now Winston on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Saints will have the football back. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what.
And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 50, the 30, 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mike Boone. 91 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football. The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Winston now from the 50. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. On 3rd down, Winston. Nowhere there to escape, and he goes down. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win, because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
He's coming. Ready.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, Echo.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
I got it.
Showing it.
49. Check 49. Now.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he finds Cook. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Right there. All day, baby.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
Check, 59. Silver.
Hey, Alpha.
Rush in. Joker.
Guard.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Sponge.
Let's go.
No. Check, hot route. Hot.
Yo, go.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
90, Wolf.
Watch the twist.
Go.
Motion.
Hey, Delta.
Slam. Kill. Under 10. 10. Switch.
Get it.
On the ground, this is Kamara.
Go.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, J.J. Nelson. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
He's going to fight. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Scott Miller, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Under crush.
2nd and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Vita Vea. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe for the run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. Give him 4 yards there, and that should be the final play of this first half. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This thrown quickly out to Jones. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T. Out, out, out. Wait. Easy. He's checking. Crash.
Here's Jones. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
25, check 25.
Again, it's Jones. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Push him back.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
It's now 4th down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down but come up empty. And the Saints will have the football back. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock them dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done, so I think going for it there was the right call.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
You got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. Slam. Deuce. Hard.
Again, it's Kamara. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1.
Down. 50. Plant.
I'm coming after you.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
There's a lot of good on that play when we see the big fella take it and rumble into the secondary. But how about the big part of it? Taking care of the football. He doesn't carry it very often, but when he does, he's got to make sure that he doesn't get it popped free. Unlike Mike Tolbert in Super Bowl 50, carrying the ball popped free, turnover, and it hurt his team.
Alert three.
They'll try and run with their fullback. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
7 at the 21-yard line.
15 line it. 15 line.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
Look. Squeeze. Five.
On second down. Boom. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Boom! That's what.
Come on, set. 10-2 soft. Keep dribbling.
Kamara trying the right side. Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down,
Caused all of that.
it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Ready. Flag. What do you got?
Go. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Hey, we got 4.
Green, everything.
Mike 22 is coming. 22's coming. Mike. And it's
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston. He completes it to Evans. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 42. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. This is caught. He got 29 yards that time.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
They'll try to run it in with Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. On 2nd and goal, Winston. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. J.J. Nelson. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the fourth. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Check it back, check it back. Watch the edge.
Look at me. Score. Go. Shoot.
They run it again with Kamara. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7.
Check 24.
Five.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
They'll run on first down. Boom. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Check 4.
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Set. 60 or.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Ready? 90, Wolf.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Here we go. Patch it.
On first down. Boom. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mike Boone, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Hightower able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Winston.
We've been around this league for a while.
And the pressure gets to him again. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. He's going to fire one deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Now a 1st down throw complete downfield. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time. To throw is Winston. That's going to be caught. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit. Gay is on for the point after. And the lead will be cut down to 14. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
2nd and 12 at the 18-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Check 26, check 26.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And an alley to run. Finding room at the 30. And cuts out right sideline. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. A big play there out of Kamara. 43 yards.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Let's go.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Check safety, check safety. Check 37, check 37.
Now a carry here for their fullback. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
Come on, set. 15, line it. 15 line.
Check your hot read. Jim. Back. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
On third down, here's Kamara. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah. He's got a man complete. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 63 yards. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Second and 9 now from the 21.
You got 3 down. I got 11. Check 52. 36.
Again, they're going to go with Boone. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Check. He's coming. We got double up.
Hey, Zoo.
They'll set up to throw. Looking long for Thomas. They've got his man complete. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, exit.
Slam. Showing it.
Let's go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Going up top. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 34. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Cook's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jared Cook. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Come on now, let's go.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for New Orleans, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they will fall to a...
How many of y'all came to win? They asking my name, huh? You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the win. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do, lace up the shoes, chase chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks. There's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Chills. My jewelry coat is chill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. Pepper stuff the edge like I don't know no feel. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, been this way, right before the deal. Yeah, say this one for your photo reel. Blessing after testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah, how about it? You want it, you have it, you got it. Go ahead, jump and hop on it, hop at it. Rep where you from, where you supposed to pop in your butt.